The Joker has worn many faces over the years, sometimes as a soul shattered by tragedy, other times as the embodiment of pure evil. Let's delve into his most iconic versions and uncover the true nature behind the clown prince of crime. The Joker made his debut in the 1940 comic book Batman 1 as a sadistic, calculating criminal with a penchant for murder. From the beginning, he was pure evil. There was no tragic backstory or sympathetic elements. This Joker was a relentless killer, using his infamous Joker gas to leave his victims grinning in death. His evil was so raw, it set the tone for future depictions of the character for years to come. But as time passed, the Joker's smile wasn't always about the carnage. Sometimes it was about bringing campy fun to Gotham's TV screens. The Joker in the 1966 Batman TV series was less about murder and more about colorful heist. Cesar Romero's Joker was a trickster, more interested in elaborate crimes than chaos. His portrayal leaned into clownish behavior, filled with pranks rather than bloodshed. But don't be fooled, his endless cackling hit a purely evil heart. He loved the thrill of messing with Batman, even if his schemes seemed more like children's games than dangerous plots. As we laugh along with Romero's Joker, the laughter turns chilling when the Joker of the 1980s decides to leave his mark in a darker, more violent way. Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns gave us a Joker who had been comatose for years, only to be reawakened by Batman's return. This version is truly soul-broken. Without Batman, the Joker has no purpose, and his catatonic state is a result of that emptiness. Once revived, he resumes his killing spree, showing us that even a broken man can still be purely evil when it matters most. Speaking of pure evil, the Joker's next act in the comics is one of the most brutal in history, targeting Batman's very heart. In A Death in the Family, the Joker beats Jason Todd to death with a crowbar and then blows up the building for good measure. This Joker isn't broken. He's just pure evil, showing no remorse and even mocking Batman's grief afterward. His sadistic tendencies are at their peak here, solidifying his place as one of the most heartless villains ever written. But sometimes evil isn't born, it's made by one very bad day. Arguably, one of the most iconic Joker stories, The Killing Joke dives into a possible origin for the character. The Joker claims that all it took was one bad day to turn him into the monster that he is. This version of the Joker is undoubtedly soul-broken, a man crushed by tragedy who embraces madness as his escape. But don't let that brokenness fool you. His actions are still those of a villain who takes pleasure in causing suffering. Next up, the Joker trades a sob story for flashy suits and maniacal grins in one of the most memorable on-screen portrayals ever. In Tim Burton's Batman, Jack Nicholson brought the Joker to life with a larger-than-life personality. Nicholson's Joker relishes in his evil, committing crimes with glee and a smile on his face. There's no doubt here, this Joker is purely evil, seeing Gotham as his personal playground for mayhem and chaos. Whether he's tossing people off buildings or poisoning the city, Nicholson's Joker embraces destruction as art. But while Nicholson brought us elegance and evil, the next Joker was a living nightmare in the darkest corners of Arkham Asylum. In Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum, the Joker is a surreal, nightmarish figure. His personality shifts unpredictably, reflecting his broken psyche. Some days, he's a prankster. Other days, he's a cold-blooded killer. This Joker is both soul-broken and pure evil, constantly reinventing himself to cope with the madness inside Arkham's walls. But if there's one Joker who defines chaos with a voice that's impossible to forget, it's the one we met in the 90s. Mark Hamill's portrayal of the Joker in Batman the Animated Series is the definitive animated version of the character. Hamill's Joker is the perfect blend of malevolence and dark humor, committing heinous crimes while delivering punchlines. While this version may have a comedic edge, make no mistake, this Joker is purely evil. with no regard for human life or morality. But sometimes, even a villain can be wrongfully accused, as we see in the next chapter. In The Joker, Devil's Advocate, the Joker faces execution for a crime he didn't commit. Although the Joker is framed, his reaction is priceless. He's more upset about being punished for a crime he didn't commit rather than all the murders he's actually responsible for. This Joker is soul-broken in the sense that his morality is beyond repair, but he still relishes in the evil he's known for. But let's move forward to 2008, where the Joker is stripped down to his darkest and most personal core. Brian Azzarello's Joker graphic novel is a gritty, brutal exploration of Gotham's underworld. This version of the Joker is soul-broken, embodying the very worst of human depravity. He's a violent crime boss, emotionally detached from the world around him. Unlike some Jokers who enjoy chaos for its own sake, this one seems almost tired, broken by the sheer weight of his own evil. But in 2008, a different Joker hit the big screen, bringing a new definition to anarchy. Heath Ledger's Oscar-winning performance in The Dark Knight redefined the Joker for modern audiences. This version is pure evil, embodying chaos in its rawest form. He has no tragic backstory, no clear motivations, only a desire to watch the world burn. His philosophical debates with Batman expose his belief that morality is a lie, and his every action is meant to unravel society's fabric. After Ledger's Joker, the next version tested Batman's limits through cunning and violence. In Batman Cacophony, Joker's evil reaches new heights when he blows up a school full of children. Yet, after a life-threatening injury, he shares a rare, introspective moment with Batman, revealing that his life has no meaning without the Dark Knight. While this fleeting reflection hints at a broken soul, the Joker's true nature remains pure evil, as he returns to his violent ways almost immediately. But what if the Joker's ultimate goal was to break the world's most virtuous hero? In Injustice, Gods Among Us, the Joker causes Superman to accidentally kill Lois Lane, leading to the destruction of Metropolis and Superman's descent into tyranny. This Joker is pure evil, with no other motivation than to prove that even the greatest heroes can fall. His manipulation of Superman is cold, calculated, and devastating, solidifying his role as one of the most diabolical Jokers ever. But just when we thought the Joker couldn't get worse, Jared Leto's version stepped into the spotlight. Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad is less about chaos and more about domination. His abusive relationship with Harley Quinn showcases his manipulative, power-hungry side. Leto's portrayal is pure evil, with no signs of brokenness. He simply revels in control, violence, and mayhem for their own sake. Just when you think Jared Leto's Joker couldn't get more twisted, Gotham gives us two versions of him, each more unpredictable than the last. In Gotham series, we get two Jokers for the price of one, Jerome and Jeremiah Valeska. Jerome is undeniably pure evil, with no signs of being broken, just someone who enjoys bringing Gotham to its knees. Jeremiah, on the other hand, starts as a brilliant mind, but eventually succumbs to madness, transforming into a cold, calculating version of the Joker who is arguably soul-broken, driven by his obsession with Bruce Wayne. And now we arrive at the most intimate and grounded portrayal of the Joker, where madness meets tragedy in Joker 2019. In Todd Phillips' Joker, Joaquin Phoenix portrays Arthur Fleck, a deeply broken man pushed to his limits by an uncaring society. This version of the Joker is soul-broken. He is a tragic figure driven to madness by his loneliness, mental illness, and social alienation. While his eventual embrace of violence is horrifying, his pain and suffering make him one of the most sympathetic versions of the character. Whether the Joker is broken or purely evil, one thing is certain: he never fails to bring chaos with a twisted grin. After all, maybe it's true what they always say: some men just want to watch the world burn.